We want to thank you all for helping make this possible for us to even be here today. As Cindy said, on December 13th of this year, it was a snow day. I'm a teacher, I wasn't at school, Jack happened to be home, and Allison had left to go to gymnastics practice. And it was about 15 minutes later that someone knocked on the door and said Allison had had an accident and she wasn't conscious, and it was less than a mile from our home. And we arrived on the accident scene before any of the paramedics or emergency vehicles had gotten there, and Allison had slid on the road and hit a telephone pole. At that point she was conscious and not really aware of what was going on, just kind of fighting. But she had nothing but a bump on her head. She had no broken bones. She wasn't bleeding. We were scared, but we weren't really aware of what had happened. Emergency vehicles arrived. They decided to airlift her to Lutheran Hospital. My sister arrived, and she and I headed for the hospital while Jack waited for the helicopter to arrive. And as we were driving over there, I thought, she's hit her head pretty hard. She's probably got a concussion. She's going to miss some of her gymnastics season, and she's going to be really mad because it was her senior year of gymnastics, and she was looking forward to that. Arrived at the hospital and was taken into the emergency room, and they told us that she was not responding properly, and they were going to intubate her, and that they had a chaplain waiting for me. And at that point, I knew things were very, very serious, and our life really began quite a journey at that point. For 2 weeks, we didn't know if Allison was even going to live. She was on a ventilator, all kinds of wires. All we did was sit and watch a machine that told us numbers of heart rate, oxygen, blood pressure, the pressure within her brain. The second day she was there, she was taken in for an emergency craniotomy, and they took a portion of her skull out because her brain was swelling too much to be contained within her skull. We didn't know if she was going to ever wake up, and we didn't want to leave her. We wanted one of us always to be there so that if she woke up, one of us was there with her. We live about an hour from Fort Wayne, and so the Hope House was our home for a month. We would take turns. One of us would stay in the hospital room, and the other would go to the Hope House and take a break. We kind of had a shift that we'd both be there first thing in the morning when the doctor arrived to give us the report for the day. But then one of us kind of did day shift, and one of us did night shift, and the other would go to the Hope House and rest. And like I said, it was our home. We didn't go home except to maybe grab a change of clothes. But over there was a place for us to sleep. We could shower. There was a kitchen that you could always open the refrigerator and find food. People would provide meals for us. There was a laundry. Those little things that you don't appreciate until you don't have your home to go to anymore because you have a situation like this. I still, when I stop and visit, there was a Russian lady that would come once a week and make potato salad, and it was just a comfort to me every week. So there's the potato salad. And then you also bond with the other families that are there. We were kind of the senior statesmen, with Allison being in her teens, and most of the other parents had young infants that had been born early, but you still shared that bond together of battling, a battle for life in many cases. And after about 2 weeks, we knew that Allison was going to still be with us, but we still had the question mark of, what kind of quality of life was Allison going to have? We had to wait and see. And we stayed at the Hope House for about a month. We have an older daughter. She goes to Purdue University, and the day of the accident, she was going in to take her first final exam. And it also provided a place for her over the holidays where she could be with us as a family and be near to her sister, but yet have a place to go and get away from it all a little bit too. So we are just so very, very thankful. Again, we only live an hour away, but I had never heard of the Hope House before we came to Lutheran that day. And now I know it quite well and really appreciate what it offered us. We're blessed in many ways. There were many miracles in our journey that allowed Allison to be standing here 6 months later, planning to go to Purdue herself in the fall after all she went through. But that, having a place to be there to allow us to give her the support she needed was very, very critical in her recovery. So we appreciate you supporting such a great place.
Certainly, thank you all. Our last names may be Angel, but the real Angel's here. Here's one right here, and certainly everyone at the House of Hope and all of you that are part of Mount Anthony's that support. What a great place that is. And she graduated high school yesterday. That was there was certainly a time where it was a molehill, but it became a big mountain for Allison to climb, and she did a wonderful job. She needed one English class to get through. So, most of us felt that if we could get her through that with just a D-, she's got her diploma. She's on her way. And this young lady here went in there and got a B. So once again, we're from Kosciuszko County, and one of the things that we realized, again, we had never heard of it. We heard of the House of Hope. And as we started gathering statistics and looking at things that go on at Cindy's place there, we identified that 18% of the people who come to Lutheran and the House of Hope are from Kosciuszko County. And I can assure you it's our mission moving forward to get the word out for more support than you've certainly probably had from Kosciuszko County before. We will be working with every organization we can find over there to continue to support all everything that you guys have started and done for 54 plus years, and certainly over the last 7 or 8 years for the House of Hope here in Fort Wayne. So thank you all. You're a very special part of our lives, and we spent Christmas. We had our families in. Here's a little sidebar maybe, but we invited our Christmas for our family, Sandy's family, was done at the House of Hope this past year. The kitchen there became our little family dining area, and it was a wonderful opportunity to still be able to, with Allison being in the situation she was in, still have family come in and have a meal and be together and pray together, and prayers have been answered. So thank you very much.
Thanks again.